9K, the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.maconisetupshop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
This is it. One last chance at a greatness, at immortality, at ending a season full of ups, a few downs, and some insane racing and battles all the way through, as we have now reached the pinnacle of the season, and the championship is on the line. That's right, Season 2 championship is on the line here tonight, folks, for the late models of Pedal to the Metal Racing League. It's all happening live right here on PTM Racing TV. Hi again, everyone. I am Christian the Crusader Shriver. Welcome back to the show, and welcome back to the entertainment, the pinnacle of iRacing, the cynicer, the model of greatness, the power that be. We are here at New Smyrna Speedway right now as our drivers get ready to climb into this jump zone and end the run here. We have got a hot lineup here as we brought up the Pottlez Wrapz track tech talk for the evening. This track, very oval in shape, very strong in style. The one thing, though, is even though the weather is average and fair, its sunset has risen upon these drivers, and they're going to be fighting the track all day long. As you see them coming on through their modems and through their power here, we're going to look at our qualifying times right now the Season 2 LM Late Model Championship right now for these drivers. This is where we stack up right now. Currently, Matthew Hofford has got the championship all but not sealed. He needs to get 10 spots ahead of Robert the Rattlesnake on tonight. And there are 14 drivers locked in to do battle here and try to get this one figured through. Of course, Hofford not the only one in the hunt. Jesse Baker looking for his first win of his career here in the Late Model Series and trying to get a first battle here for himself, with many other drivers coming to look to claim their spot up and claim their victories here as we are loading into our final laps here. We will give the final driver showcase of Pedal to the Metal Racing League Season 2 action. Robert Kahn just needs to stay ahead in the 10th and 9th spot tonight and really make sure Hofford doesn't run away from him if he wants to win the season championship. And it's all going down right here and right now, folks, as the field works it on in, getting ready to get into grid position. Last minute tune-up, last minute changes, last minute stuff. This is the end of an era. This is the end of Season 2 as we know it. And the drivers are all racked and stacked for this. Here is the final drivers lineup here tonight. Starting on the pole, we mentioned it a minute ago. Matthew Hofford will have the early gun. He'll have the starting position. Will he have the momentum, though, as he will have to have Jesse Baker in the 79 to his outside looking for that first win of the season. Row 2, the pride of Texas herself, Kayla McCarthy in the 24 machine looking to try to get back to her winning ways. And as her outside will be Warren Young looking for his first career win of all time in Pedal to the Metal Racing League in the number 11 machine. Row 3, it's going to be the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, the 21, the season championship leader by a good position. He needs to finish tonight to secure this one tonight. And it doesn't matter where Matthew Hofford will finish, but his outside is the Throttle, Chantel, last week's feature winner, Pottle, in that number 5 machine. Row 4 is going to be Dustin Rouse in the 30, still trying to search for that first career win. Been struggling and fighting and scratching and clawing, just hasn't got it yet. Will it be tonight? At 16, Christopher No Shift, no Colin Pitt Bendel, no introduction there. You know what he is. Row 5, the 7 of Cindy, the closer, Taylor, looking to try to make her brother proud and try to finally get that win that her brother has finally secured a while back. But Lance Brandlinger in that number 3 to her outside will definitely try to show him up, a little showmanship on her. We'll see how that plays out. 6th row, it will be just Jeffrey Oakes, an up and down season for him, but has some wins to his name. Looks to try to keep the hot streak alive. He's got Michael Saccone in that 78, looking to try to take that away from him. Row 7 is Earl Wolf in the 48. After a strong battle there, Kahn at Bristol hasn't been able to get that strength back in there. We'll see if that changes tonight. And Shane Ledoux, the 55 final starter tonight. See if he can make the cut. He has had some internet issues, he was telling us a minute ago. We'll see if he is able to get that car back out on the track and ready to go here as the lights come down. The fans are on their feet. It is time. The final time, as our drivers will load them on in and road them on by. You get a good look at this field. 13 drivers are for sure here, and Shane Ledoux, if he can get that car back out on the track, he will be number 14. Field works it in right now as we're ready to go underway here. It is time. It is here. New Smyrna. Okay, my bad there, Keith. So I did mess up that at least. Rob Shin saying good luck, Pendle. As we get them on by here, Kenneth Crawford under the lights to go. Here we go indeed. Field works it in. It is time for the championship to be determined here. Here we go. Running him on by already in a hot pursuit here as they build him on through. Jesse Baker already trying to play the spoiler tonight. Got a hard run and a half there as he continues them on by. 100 laps to the distance. We are running stages here, folks. Just be aware of that right now as the pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy in the Oakley number 24 machine trying to build some momentum up on the backstretch. Challenging him on in. Christopher No Shift, don't call it. Vip Endel has come to a sudden stop. Car has got a problem. Comes to a scratching hold. Not sure if he spun out there at a turn 2. Looks like he might have had some problems there. And that seems to be the same case. Jesse Baker out of turn 2. Loses all his momentum. Spins it on around. Has nowhere to go. That opens the door up for the pride of Texas. Kayla McCarthy looking to weigh it in here. Moving the chains in and trying to pelt him back in. I don't know why she's trying to run so hard against Hofford. I think she's wanting a little bit of the piece of the pie tonight. But I don't know if I'd be running that hard there, pride of Texas. Hofford is desperately in need to get a season championship in. He's already won one on the dirt. Yep, he beat me by 1 point there, and you know he would love to take it another one with the Asphalt Series. But he's got the rattlesnake Robert Kahn right behind him now as they build him on through here. Back down the back straightaway, chilling him on in. Field coming to a screening hold and a standstill, if you will, as they build him through down out of turn 4 here. Hofford trying to throw a little twisted T at McCarthy after getting a little bit of an Oakley push to that one. Field on around back down the back straightaway they go here. New Smyrna right now currently just absolutely laying thin, laying into the drivers here. You're seeing a lot of them trying to play the bottom, some of them trying to go to the middle. But I think the same can be always said. They're trying to hit the same mark and trying to hit their spaying spots up and trying to survive this one. As we go on board here, we can see the field starting to roll them in, starting to wheel and deal them in here. The 30 there, Dustin Rouse in front of the Brantlinger. And that number 3 machine as they chill them on by, giving some hard runs and a half here. Hard power under the motor there, and hard power under the momentum as they continue on by. The Sydney, the Calder, Taylor, number 7 trying to build it in. Staying under the battle zone, under that right here. Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 kind of moving the field in, starting to change up. A little bit of a strategy here tonight, trying to get some moments going on. Cindy, the Calder, Taylor as the field right now up front. McBride at Texas, Cale McCarthy just absolutely wearing thin on those tires and laying it in there. Robert the Rattlesnake on currently at the moment. And the Mopar 21 machine trying to all but secure up the season title tonight. If he can keep running the way he's doing right now, I think he won't have any problems there in this case. As the field continues him on by right now, you got a hot battle here for 6. Field down around here yet again. Brantlinger to the inside of Rouse. Rouse trying to hold him off, trying to stay ahead that zone. Brantlinger swings it straight down. You saw that corner go straight sideways there. I'm amazed it didn't spin around there, but he manages to hold it out. But Dustin Rouse right now not giving up. Trying to get back down to the bottom here. Here comes Jeffrey Oaks down. That 20 machine sees it in an opening. Maybe looking for a little bit of a run here. Maybe Sydney the Calder Taylor as well, looking for that spot up. We'll see who's able to get that 6th spot right now as they build him on by right back through down the back straightaway here. Everyone's still in a hot pursuit, a hot take. Now Brantlinger back down the inside once again, trying to challenge him in. The 30 of Rouse tries to hold him off. Sport track racing at plants and hard battles all the way through. This is some great stuff here from the late models. Right back on around on the back straightaway here. Field works it in currently. Still not a lot of ground to make up here and not a lot of troubles on anybody's end. But if you want to look at the lap time here, of course, Robert Kahn kind of all but moving the chains in and starting to really field it in. Ledoux has now joined back in. He's out of the pits. He's getting on the track. But he is already quite a few laps down, so that's not going to help his cause any. And if you're in the McCarthy camp right now, you got to be thinking, well, I'm staying ahead of Hofford at least. But right now, currently, if you're Hofford, the only thing you're thinking about is trying to figure out a way to get ahead here. McCarthy desperately, right now, the way she is running, the way she is in the point series in the top 5, she is trying to still secure herself a little bit of a shot at possibly winning some prizes, taking home some cash here. Top 5 do have cash prize on the line, as well as some other goodies from our good friends that we'll mention here in a little bit. But right now, Robert Kahn, the only thing he cares about is the big piece of hardware that's coming his way if he can just stay ahead of the zone. Chantel, the throttle Potter right now on the bubble when it comes to the battle here between her and McCarthy right now currently. We'll get more into that in just a minute here as we build them on through. Rodney Christensen has joined us on in now, trying to have a little bit of fun here. So right now, if you want to see how the points are going here at the moment, we are seeing it as right now, Kahn up by 9 spots, Hofford down by that 9. Brantlinger just needs to have a little bit of a field day and stay ahead of Rouse and Chantel. Chantel is on the bubble though. Where she's at right now, she's currently ahead of McCarthy by only about 6 points there. So if McCarthy can finish ahead and the Pottle goes a little bit farther down, that will give the other female of the sport, giving her a chance herself a little bit into there. Rouse right now, I think he's just trying to play it safe and stay out of trouble. Smart thinking on his end, but I can definitely see why though. Now McCarthy is just challenging in every driver in every which way to Sunday she can here. Hofford right now, I think just trying to hope for a little bit of a break and maybe a stroke of luck, if you will. I think he might be trying to ask for the Lord of Speed to bring his hand down and give him a hand hit with that one. because Robert Kahn right now is not giving him any chances. But here's one thing we're going to tell you guys right now. They are under a stage rule, so 10 more laps to go. We're going to caution to stage them up again. Right around here, though, Jeffrey Oaks and that 20 machine going to work here on the other Goodwrench Service number 3 machine. A little tribute to Old Dale himself, but it looks like Oaksy says this is the true tribute, my friend. Swings it down the bottom, in the corner, in the run, in the fight. Whoa! They almost got into there a little bit there, but they hold it out. Sending the closer Taylor in the number 7 GoDaddy.com machine builds it through. Now Brandlinger starting to fall back a little bit. You don't want to fall back too much, though. I mean, if you fall up and dead last, that actually could help some of the other drivers out. That top 5 is going to mean a lot tonight. It's going to mean a lot of positioning. Obviously, winning the race is one thing. You earn all the glory and all the gold, but the thing is tonight, you want to earn as many points as you can, especially that top 5 situation. Top 5 are not secured on this one. They are on the bubble. And Hofford right now just got put back into the bubble zone. He is not looking too good right now as he is just slowing up more and more here. Running them back on in right now. And Robert Kahn still desperately trying to hold out, trying to stay ahead of the zone. Maybe try to play a little spoiler on Ralphie Hofford tonight. Doesn't seem like it's holding out too well, though, for him. Jeffrey Oaks there in the number 20 machine, kind of working it through. Cindy the Coulter Taylor and him battling it out quite a bit here. This is your battle for 6 at the moment. Chantel the Throttle Pottle having to deal with the 11 of Warren Young and the Monster Energy Beast. Great to have that car back out. That's a sweet looking ride, my friend. Running them on through, back them on by here, moving down the chains. Whoa! Chantel, the Throttle Pottle, almost having a little bit of a love tap there from Warren. Warren and her almost tagging each other there, and they come on by out of turn 2. Contact is definitely made there, but no foul, no play there. But the more they keep battling, the more that McCarthy has got to be loving every minute of this, knowing that she's got a chance to possibly actually take over the top 5 spot. Remember, there's only a 6-point difference between those drivers, and Chantel right now is in 5th. She gets pushed down to 7th, and McCarthy wins it. Well, let's just say that will definitely be interesting. And speaking of that, Oaksy just did just that. She moved her down into 6th. Tires look like they're starting to go away on Chantel there. Sydney the Closer Taylor, the other female right now, trying to move through the chains. There is going to be a stage break, so that will set the cars up for another run here as they build them through down the back straightaway here. Everyone's still in a hot pursuit and a hot battle here. But currently it is the Pride of Texas and Robert Kahn going at it as caution comes out at lap 30, and now we will initiate our stage break. Stage 1 goes to the Pride of Texas, though. The Oakley number 24 machine taking that one home. Now comes the big one, is when pit road and all that strategy comes into play. How will these drivers fare and how will they shape up? Well, when we return, we'll find out more about that, as well as who will be able to survive the harshness of New Smyrna. We'll see if anyone's able to win and who's able to really take this one home. This is the final race of Season 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these quick commercial messages. Tonight's race is brought to you in part by Matt Mills Racing Team, the best Xfinity team out there, sponsoring and supporting Red Bull Metal Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing today, be sure to follow them up at Matt Mills Racing on Facebook and Twitter. By Mid-Cities Air Conditioning and Heating. Ever find yourself needing heating and cooling units to be fixed in Keller, Richland, Texas? Stop on over to Mid-Cities for the troubleshoot. By Affordable SEO and Marketing. Outrank your competition online today. By Amber's Floral Creations. Find that need those special flowers for that special someone. Valentine's Day's coming up, folks. Head on over to Members for Creations for that special flower for that special someone. Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. Bob's Custom Trophies is supplying up the trophies and some gifts for our friends and family here on the show. If you guys want to go ahead and get some decorations done your way and your style, be sure to visit bobscustomtrophies.com to find your next gift and hardware for your league race. As I mentioned, and I've shown 1,000 times, this is what these drivers are going after. And Robert Kahn has secured the one on the left. The one on the right is still up for grabs. by simracingmerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. By Pottlez Wrapz, such a low and affordable price. You can get your car, truck, vehicle to match your style on the track. Be sure to visit up Pottlez Wrapz today. By Maconi Setup Shop. For just $5, you could have the fastest, baddest setup on the track. Be sure to have any place and any time. Visit Maconi Setup Shop today for more information.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.maconisetupshop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
So now the field will work them in right now, folks, and get the drivers all squared up and back underway. Robert Kahn out of pit road actually takes home that one, so now he is pretty much all but kind of secured his spot on the restart. But remember, they do not go until the green flag flies, so there is no little jump starts or little runs you see in the other leagues in this case. They all try to set him up the same way and give him a fair race. The pride of Texas, his wife, Candace McCarthy, has joined us in, rooting on for her babe tonight. So as we're still under yellow right now, still fighting our way, ready to get back underway here. Drivers are starting to line back up into position. And the lap counter shows we will get the drivers ready to go this next time by. They are double following up for the restart, but the race officials know they need to get things a little more situated out, a little bit better off. As they field them on around here real quick, folks. I want to say thank you to everyone for tuning on in already and showing up tonight. It's been a great audience, it's been a great show. We always appreciate you guys coming on out. Hopefully we are able to give you guys the best show and to finish out this season, the best run here. As our field will work them in right now. Remember, a season championship on the line, season title at stake. Field still trying to get things figured in. I think there is a problem right now with the way the racing officials are saying it. Nobody has lined up into position just yet, and they're saying that there's need to be a little bit of an error there. So they will go one more time around, and there we go. Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pip Endel. Gonna finally get back up into his run and into his zone here that he needs to go. Robert Kahn and the Pride of Texas have a little bit of fun with each other. You got to be a little careful about that because Jesse Baker is coming around to get his lap back. After his little spin around and tumble earlier, right now currently trying to field it back in, trying to get back into play here. Freilinger as well, lap down, going to get that back as well. So now, next time around, we are going green flag racing here. And that will set the stage for our drivers here and everyone around. No room for errors, no room for mistakes here, folks. Lights are going down now, the caution flag's going down, everything else coming up. The drivers are doing one thing though that's going up, and that's revving them up, ready to rumble and get them fighting them on in. It is time to go green flag racing this next time by. As they build them on down the back straightaway here, field will work it in and get ready to go. Jesse Baker still not quite ready yet. Looks like he's still trying to hurry up, get his lap back. But as they bring him on around, there is nowhere to go here. They are going green flag racing now. Here they come as the lights come out. Fielded on and around, and we are under caution once again. They did not call the restart the way they wanted to. And they are saying out there, well, why did we not get that restart done the way we're looking for, guys? What happened? So Jesse Baker actually has to go down pit road because he actually got put into the leader spot there when he shouldn't have. So now the field will get back around here, get ready to go back down at it here. You know, as I've kind of watched down on this track here and kind of watched the races all the way through, there's one thing that I will say that I've always just been damnably impressed here and amazingly impressed with these guys and gals. It's just how much everyone is willing to put the work in, put their effort in, and try to get something figured out to the best of their abilities and get these cars worked into the best of their works here. And just trying to show a good show to everyone at home and also their friends and family that they can still go out of here and they have something to really work towards and a goal when they are on iRacing, because it is legitimately simulation driven, folks. It is about as It's about as real as it gets. And that's the main thing that a lot of folks need to remember, is that when it comes to these races, comes to these battles, it's all about how you hit them in and how you hit them up. And right now, here we go. We're back underway here down on the front stretch. Right him on down around the back straight away we go. Here the rattlesnake Robert Kahn already has a little bit of trouble. And speaking of trouble, there's even worse trouble. The females have spun on around out of turn 2. Sydney the closer Taylor in the 7 and Chantel the throttle Potto go for a tumble. Oh no, that was definitely not what you wanted to see there from the Nerds number 5 machine. Unfortunately, though, something gone completely horribly wrong, and that will open up the door for an instant repair. They do have 3, though, so they can at least use that up. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to say other than just take a look and see what happened in the replay here. Looks like Chantel got a little bit too far up on the wall there. Couldn't quite get out of that. And that ended up sending her for a ride there. So coming out of turn 2, you can see just got a little too hard on the throttle, goes for a ride, spins it on down, and yep. Not much else you can do about that, folks, as we now get things fixed on in once again. Field will draw him back in once again, and Robert the Rattlesnake Khan's going to have some trouble to get around McCarthy there on the outside line now. Well, they'll work him on around once more, and we'll be about halfway into this one already in the field. Under caution here, unfortunately, do that little spin around there, that little trouble zone. So as we back them on around, build them on through right now. I'm not sure who the producers are texting right now on Discord, but maybe you could turn that beep off for once in your life. That would make my life a little easier. All right now as they're getting the field back down here once again in the zone, we will see our drivers work them on in and try to field them into position here. This is the last late model race of the season. A lot on the line for these drivers and a lot going at stake here, as they will come around here ready to sharpen their tools, sharpen the cars up just a little bit more. When you got the blip cam up and running, pace car comes off, you see them cross that line, and that means they're ready to go back at it here as they tilt them on down. I think that outside line might actually have a little bit more run there, have a little bit more battle there, as he got bigger problems though on the front straightaway again. Jesse Baker in the 79, huge damaged up on that, and Sydney the closer Taylor just came out on pit road. She's already damaged up again. Oh my, folks. All right. Well, we'll have to take a look at the PTM instant replay and find out what happened here exactly. Ooh, all right. Well, looks like Chantel Throttle got a little too eager there and got a little too on the throttle there. Well, we'll see if that ends up coming back to haunt her or haunt him. We'll just see about that later on, but I know one thing. There is a lot of work to be done here on that car. Thankfully, the repairs are still ready to go back out here. So much at stake for these drivers, so much on the line. They all want the same thing, which is just to try to end the season on a high note, end it on a good note. But there's one thing I've always learned, even from dirt track racing and asphalt ovals and road courses and all the in-betweens, is that you have to be patient. You can't just let the nerves get to you. You got to stay. You can be aggressive to an extent, but when you're getting a little too over the top, that's when it's really going to start to haunt you more than it's going to help you. And the best drivers, in my opinion, are those that have secured a mentality and kind of figured out how to run their line in all the way through and not worry so much about what's going down later, but like what's going on right now, as they will try to fight their way in to this next season coming in. Season 3 will look to add the super late models in, but also you've got the truck series coming by as well, which that will definitely start to change up the format and start to really change up everything you guys may have known about racing in general with these guys and gals. As the field works them on around now, this time by, looks like we're going back to green flag racing here. Field works it in right now, starting to challenge them through right now. As you get a good look here at the drivers coming down, they will line them up into position here, get them fielded on in. Looking for the race start zone here as they come on by. Green flag's going to pop out, and they're coming down into your living room right now. Here they come. The Pride of Texas already up on the high side there. McCarthy knows she doesn't want to be there. She's going to try to bring it down. Last time that happened, though, we saw Karen Cohn get into it a little bit. This time's not the same case, but for Mount the Offer, the troubles have all but sealed it. Oh, out of turn 2, loses it completely and loses all his momentum. And the 3 there of Jeffrey Oaks Brandlinger, and the 3 getting a little bit of a run there from Jeffrey Oaks, Oaksy giving him a little push there, a little bit of a tumbleweed there as they fielded on around. Jeffrey Oaks right now trying to play a little spoiler to Chantel. Throttle follows the field. Oh, but in trouble. Warren Young goes for a spin and a run. Watch out, watch out. Oh, no. Huge wreck there out of turn 2. Caution comes out. Caution is out. Got the anxiety and the drama, man. That's just getting to him right now. And apparently the producers are still not doing their job. They forgot to put the timer back up. You gotta be kidding me right now, guys. You know how to run these things, so why are you not doing it? We'll see what happened to Warren Young before we go to Brandlinger here. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you there. Something completely gone wrong there. I'm not sure. If we can look at it here, maybe we can see. Let's see if there was anything wrong. No, looks like I don't know. I think something went wrong with the steering there. He actually lost power. Power steering might have corrected in and sent him straight right, but all I know is that car did not get where it needed to go. It ended up going for a ride there. Here's what happened to Brandlinger. Watch your bottom left corner. Watch the bottom left corner of your screen there with Jeffrey Oaks. Bam! Right in and nowhere to go, and it wasn't intentional. That was just trying to get out of that caution zone. Instead, you end up wrecking each other out. Well, unfortunately, Warren Young right now, probably not too happy about that one here. Probably a little bit miffed, I would say, if you will. Brandlinger kind of caught up in the situation. And I believe that will now initiate our stage 2 anyway, because I think there's really no point in going to stage 2 at this point, considering how many laps were used up and now what's going on the track right now. So hopefully we can get these guys fielded back in and get them fielded back around and let them run at it a little harder. Chantel Throttle Apollo right now and Brad of Texas, Kayla McCarthy are the drivers to talk about at this point, because right now Chantel in 7th, McCarthy in 2nd. So technically speaking, it would be a tie at that point. Actually, no, it would not be a tie. Excuse me. Chantel would win by 1 if we was to end the race right now when it comes to the top 5. So, and again, top 5 gets the points at the end, and that's what it all comes down to, and that's what all matters to them. As they work the field on around right now, challenging them on in. Sorry for the instant replay to pop up there. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty there with the audio. We had to make sure everything was still up and running just fine. As the field works it by now, I believe this will now initiate the green to go. Stage 2 is done and over with. Robert Kahn takes that one, if you will, but that doesn't mean anything to him. All he cares about is that final little spot there to get that win. McCarthy trying to get a little anxious, trying to get a little anxiety induced there out of her and builds them on around. Fields in, down, about. Here we go. Green flag flies, and now we're back underway. Kayla McCarthy needs to get one more spot up and make sure that Chantel doesn't go any further up if she wants to try to have a chance at top 5 zone, but Robert just puts a tail in, tail whips it around. Dustin Rouse on the extreme outside, comes straight down into Chantel. Oh! That could have been disastrous. That could have been deja vu there for a second, but they managed to keep it clear of it. Building them on around. Michael Saccone there in the 78 machine, milling them on by as Christopher No Ship. You don't ever call the man Bip Pendle. Moving the field in, moving the chains. Earl Wolf in the 48 now. Builds them by here. A little bit hard on the throttle. Trying to stay in it. Trying to give himself a little bit of a showmanship and trying to show these guys and gals what he's going to have coming for him next season in a full race. Right back on around, Cindy the closer, Taylor and the number 7 machine making the moves, charging them up, moving them on by. Points are going to matter. Positions are the biggest key to victory. Saccone goes for a spin and around out of turn 2. Well, that was hard damage, hard run there, and Saccone goes into the pits trying to get that one fixed up. But unfortunately, damage all but done. Earl Wolf kind of cornered in just a little too hard and it ends up sending him for a ride. Guys in the back right now fighting it pretty hard. Matthew Hartford desperately trying to get some momentum back up to the front. He knows he's in trouble. He's in second in the points, but he needs Ron to get back a little bit. But how do you get back up to him when he's literally that far ahead in the lead? He's currently 4 seconds and a half ahead of him. Field down around once again. Everyone's still charging them on by right now. Dustin Rouse with that little earlier issue trying to stay ahead of Brantlinger. Brantlinger currently struggling to keep the momentum going, trying to keep that momentum and pace on by. Cindy the closer Taylor on board here with her as you see her working that car into the inside zone, moving around Earl Wolf here. Earl trying to hold her off, trying to keep that steady pace, steady Eddie if you will. You can see the difference in how this track is shaping up and how new Smyrna is right now just working them in and really build them on by. Hard runs and hard battles all the way through. Here as they go side by side there, looking it down, trying to hang in there. You can see Jess Baker now trying to give a little bit of a push here, a little bit more momentum keyed into the factor zone right now as we stay beside all of our drivers. The pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy desperately trying to get up there to Robert Kahn, but Kahn right now has moved the chains and moved the field in. The 5 spots up for grabs right now are in play and in question, to say the least here. If you take a look at the lap times right now between the drivers here, this one's going to really be the big one here. You can see the difference for Pendle and Chantel there, for the Pottle there. Chantel, the throttle Pottle right now farther away there from Pendle and not gaining any ground up. But in this case, not really needed as we got problems there. We've got one spun around. So caution flag is out. Actually, it looks like that was not because of a spin. I guess they are deciding to go into stage 2. Not really sure why they're going into stage 2 now. That should have been at lap 60. But they have called for the caution, so they will end up actually aiming stage 2. So was not wrong when I said earlier. It's still Robert the Rattlesnake on winning stage 2 there. So now that is going to shape up the final leg of this race, the final chance. It is do or do not for these drivers, and everybody wants a piece of the pie. They all want the same thing. So win it all here and to give themselves a fighting chance going into the next one. It's been a long, long season and a hard road ahead for a lot of these drivers. Some of them have just been running since July of last year. Some of them joined us in literally not even a couple months ago. And some of them have been on here before, but they've never been broadcasted or showcased in its entirety here on PTM Racing TV until literally a couple weeks ago. And now, look where they're at and look how they're doing. This now starting to come to the end, coming to the line, coming to the scrimmage. Wait a minute, this ain't football. What am I talking about? Anyway, so the field works them in right now, getting things on by. Who will be our champion here? Who will be our top 5 to end the season? We'll find out those questions and more when we return. Tonight's race is brought to you in part by Matt Mills Racing Team. Best Xfinity team out there is sponsoring and supporting Battle of the Metal Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing today, be sure to follow him up at Matt Mills Racing on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check them out when they get live at Daytona here in just a few short weeks. By Mid-City's Air Conditioning Heating, find yourself in heating and cooling units to be fixed in Keller, Richland, Texas. Stop on over to Mid-City's Heating and Cooling for a troubleshoot. By Affordable SEO and Marketing, outrank your competition online today. By Amber's Floral Creations. If you're looking for those special flowers for that special someone, be sure to visit up Amber's Floral Creations today. Valentine's Day's coming up, folks. Be sure to visit them up. Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. Bob's Custom Trophies is supplying up the trophies for the winners of each season. If you're looking to get your best hardware set up your way, as well as some decorations decor, be sure to visit bobscustomtrophies.com for more information. By simracingmerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. By Pottlez Wrapz. Looking to have your car or truck vehicle match your style on the track at an affordable price? Pottlez Wrapz is the only way to do that. Be sure to visit Pottlez Wrapz today up on Facebook for your car, truck, vehicle, hero card, you name it, they'll get it done. And by Maconi Setup Shop. For just $5, you can have fastest, baddest car to beat on the track anytime, any place. For the right setup for your track and car, be sure to visit a Maconi Setup Shop today. So now, folks, this is it. This is their last chance. This is their last run to the end. Who will be the driver to beat? Who will be the one to take this one home? Jesse Baker leads them in with only a couple laps left. This will be a testament of strength and a testament of how well they can survive and keep their noses clean. The 48 there of Earl Wolf already on a hot start, moving it on in. Now builds it by there, runs it right into Jesse Baker's rear end. Baker tries to hold him off. As they back him on around now, field starting to get into a tighter zone. Con in a little bit of a precarious situation, I would say, on the outside line, has nowhere to go and knows he can get into serious trouble if he doesn't get out of there soon. Christopher No Shift, don't call it Vip Endel, trying to keep the throttle in there and keep the throttle behind him. Right now, she's moving through, and McCarthy knows she's coming. She needs to get ahead again. Cindy the Closer Taylor and the Pride of Texas McCarthy back at it here as they take it into a 3 wide road, but not the right time to do that at all! Robert Kahn out of turn 2 gets backed out around, and that just put him back in the field here. But the good news for him is Matthew Hopper is right beside him. Hopper now has to move all the way to the front and try to get ahead. And Kahn needs to be in almost dead last to lose the championship. But right now, the way we're going, we're down to the final 20-some-odd laps. I don't think it's going to be enough time. The Pride of Texas desperately trying to get up into the race lead. She's got Jesse Baker in front of him. Right in front of her here, trying to hold him on by, trying to keep the momentum alive here. Maybe see if there's something in there for her. Fielding him on around, challenging him on in, giving him hard runs in a battle here between this one. So much at stake here for these drivers, so much going down. Christopher No Shift, don't call it Bip Endel. Trying to make a move, trying to get around the old closer, Cindy Taylor. Out of turn 2. Field precariously fighting their way in, fighting them in as hard as they can. Baker looking for his first career win of the season. And what a way to do it on the final race. It's like a storytelling driven, the same way Jeffrey Oaks was. But you can see the hard runs and hard battles here coming right behind him. McCarthy is putting a nose ball into that rear end of Baker. Baker can't quite hold him off. Now makes the move, gets around and now takes over the race lead. Jamming that nose right into the rear there, Jesse Baker. That was some serious moves and a half there to have to be done. But she knows she has no choice. She has to try to get into that zone and try to get into that run and hope that Chantel doesn't catch up to her. But unfortunately, that did not sit well there with Jesse Baker. You know he's going to be baking up some apple turnovers here because he wants to turn over this one to the back to his zone. Khan now, unfortunately, having all sorts of problems here. He is just falling further and further back. And unfortunately, it looks like he's having internet troubles now. That could spell disaster if he does not finish out. He hasn't returned yet. He is having more troubles out there right now. He's currently faltering back quite a ways. We're trying to see if he is back on the track, but he's not, folks. If he ends up in dead last, that means Hoffert, right now currently in 8th, is going to need to work a whole field in, get lucky, and get himself a pit stop. And then he has to somehow get a little bit more lucky and get himself his lap back, because right now, the way he's filled in right now, he's not looking too good on that end. Even if Khan goes straight up a lot of laps down, it doesn't matter. He won't have time, and he won't have any chances there. Chantel, the throttle Otto right now, trying to go to war with her old Conrad colleague. Christopher No Shift, don't call him Bip Endel. As Cindy, the closer, Taylor goes to work here on Jesse Baker, still trying to close the laps in. We're down to the final 13. Khan is out of pit road, back onto the field here. Cindy looking for a move, looking for a run, trying to close in on the inside zone. Feeling them on around. The Pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy has a little bump and run she had on Baker earlier. Now moves the chains and starting to move forward. And she's got a full throttle and assault on the track and on the run. Just moving it further ahead here. See that hard run there that Baker and Cindy are trying to hold off. They're trying to stay in. You can see how slow they also are trying to get off those corners. Kind of gingerly, if you will, just kind of working them through at the moment. Dustin Rouse there in that 30 right now. I think he's just trying to survive and trying to hope that it won't give up anymore. He's got Matthew Hoffer in the 84 machine starting to really work his way into the field, starting to really back him on by, but unfortunately the way it stands right now, he's not ahead enough to get around Robert Kahn. Kahn right now back out on the track and fighting back in, trying to hope for a little bit of a luck and a break right now with 10 laps to go, but position-wise, I don't think that really matters to him anymore. He's all but locked up the championship as long as he can just finish it. As they move it around down, a little bit of trouble there. Kahn gets spun around out of turn 2, or turn 4, I should say. I'm not sure if that was by Hofford or was it by any means, but that definitely was not what you wanted to expect there. We saw it on the corner of our screen there. Hofford kind of got into him a little bit, but I'm not sure if that was foul play or if it was just a little bit of rubbing his racing kind of situation. We'll let the judges decide that later on. The race officials have got all footage around on their cameras. We do not here in the booth. We can only show you what we got going on right now at the time of play. And right now what they're wanting us to show is the battle between the closer and the Baker. As 79 right now of Jesse Baker and that access machine trying to bolt him on by. Running him through here, the Alpine Stir right now, still working his way in, still holding him out. Chantel, the throttle Apollo, though, barring any big mistakes here or big issues, she will take home that 5th and final spot in the top 5 to take home the prize money and prizes. But she's not out of the woods just yet. She's still got old Christopher No Shift, you don't call him Bip Endel, to deal with if the time comes for a little bit of a race win. So much at stake for these drivers, so much on the line, of course, as they continue them on by there. Looks like Endel getting a little bit aggressive on the wall protection there. Not where you want to be, not where you want to go, especially when you got a throttle with a full throttle assault there out of turn 4. Big run and a half there from the 5 Nerds machine, looking less like a nerd and more like a smart one because she made that one work it in pretty good. Pendle trying to hold her off. Final laps coming in, 3 to go. The Pride of Texas desperately trying to stay ahead the field and trying to take one more win and her name and her finish. But she's not done just yet. She's still got to close this one out, try to build them on by Robert Kahn. Losing a lot of momentum. I think something's gone wrong in the motor. This night might be all but wrapped up right now. 2 to go right now as they come on by here, coming to the finish. looking to fill this one on in. The white flag's coming out now. Here coming by here, the pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy. It's been an up and down season for her all season long. She's had good moments, she's had some bad moments, but all in all, coming to the wire, coming to the end as they come down across the finish line here, out of turn 3, down into turn 4, coming to the end. It's going to be the pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy, finishing it out with the checkered flag going to her. And a long, drawn-out road leads to this moment. The Oakley number 24 machine takes another one. And in her pride and style, a long, hard work and a lot of work put into that car there tonight did the trick. Jesse Baker puts it in pit road there, looking to not too satisfied about his race there, unfortunately, coming up second. Third going, of course, to Cindy the Closer Taylor. Fourth to Chantel the Throttle Pottle. Just barely edges out McCarthy and takes home the fifth and final spot here to end out her season. And we're getting word right now, Robert Kahn is the season champion in all divisions this season. And I guarantee you right now, I'm putting a bounty on his head when I see him. Say what you will, folks, but Robert Kahn is your Season 2 champion in the late models and the ARCA Series. And a good little showman of respect to McCarthy and Kahn. Season 2 champion to your right, race winner to your left. It could have gone either way all season. Well, now we're going to go ahead and show our results here now. The Pottlez Wrapz PTM Racing Season 2 Late Model Championship has been determined. McCarthy takes home first. Second going to Jesse Baker. Third to Sydney the Closer Taylor. Fourth to Chantel Throttle Battle. Fifth to Christopher No Shift. Don't call the man Pip Bendel. Sixth to Earl Wolf. Seventh to Dustin Rouse. Eighth to Matthew Hoffert. Ninth to Jeffrey Oakes. 10th to Warren Young. 11 to Robert Kahn. 12th to Lance Brantlinger. 13 to Michael Saccone. Shane Ledoux. And 14th rounding out the field tonight, ending the long-awaited season. And right now, as I'm heading down to pit road here into Victory Lane, I can guarantee you one thing: if the motor just went on Kahn, and he's got enough time to build a new one, he'll be fine. I can tell you right now, folks, that was a pretty star-studded lineup and a pretty star-studded race to end the season. And I don't think it could have gone any better any which way to Sunday than this right here. So as we get ready to talk with our drivers, let's go ahead and bring him in now. This is our second place finisher here tonight. This is Jesse Baker. And Jesse, you know, it's a little bittersweet having to get that little run there that you had. And unfortunately, McCarthy just kind of gave you for a ride, bud. What went down tonight?
Yeah, a little rough, you know, rough start.
It was a little bit of a rough start, but at the same time, you managed to work it in hard and really keep the momentum alive here. I mean, what was the biggest thing for you that was a challenge to really keep ahead of these guys and gals tonight?
Well, I was hoping to hold McCarthy off, but
It didn't quite go that way, though.
no. Cindy Taylor was giving me a run for my money there.
She definitely was. It could have got on either way there, man. But at the end of the day, you did take home that second place finish, and that's definitely nothing to sneeze at with the field here tonight. So.
Oh no, that was a good finish. I'm happy with it.
Absolutely. So I gotta ask you, man. Last race of the season, going into season 3. But who do you want to thank here before we end the season off with this?
Thank you guys for letting me race with you.
Al, it's honestly been a pleasure to have you on around and racing around here, buddy. Congratulations on your season. Good second place finish. Hope to catch you next time out here, bud.
All right, bud. Thanks. Have a good night.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Baker, your second place finisher here tonight, as we now get ready to ship him on in and get ready to talk with our next finisher here. Let's go ahead and talk with the pride of Texas herself, Kayla McCarthy, your race winner here tonight at New Smyrna. I probably am going to keep butchering that name, but I keep getting told that's not the way to say it. But McCarthy, congratulations on the race win here tonight. Bringing that old car down from Fort Worth, Texas to fight this one in. That definitely had to mean a lot to you.
Yeah, it definitely does. Nice way to end the season. It seems like we can always, have a good end of the season, and then we struggle for a little bit. Hopefully we'll get that, monkey off our back next season with the new packages we got and stuff like that going as far as for PTM and whatnot. But overall, good finish, good point stay. Missed out on fifth. Pottlez had a great run, a good season for her as well.
For sure there, but I mean, nothing to sneeze at here. Still, you still gave yourself a good chance in a fighting position all the way through, and nothing to sneeze at here. It just didn't quite turn out the way you were looking for, but nevertheless, still a race win, to say the least. Who do you want to thank you for that?
First of all, I got to thank my wife. I missed her last time in the broadcast to thank her. So I'm sorry, babe, for missing you last week. She knows she's my number one. Thank you of all, whether I say it or not. She's my number one. Also got to thank Sim Racing Merch, Mid-Cities Air Conditioning, Amber's Floral, Pottlez Wrapz, Affordable SEO, Maconi Setup Shop, Matt Mills. Matt Mills has been on with us for so long. Thank you for that. Bob's Custom Trophies, Roland's, PTM TV, everybody that we race with on a weekly basis and whatnot. Really, really looking forward to next season and everything moving forward.
For sure there. Nevertheless, McCarthy, you've had yourself a little bit of a race win to end the season now, and looking forward to the next season, my girl. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Pride of Texas, Kayla McCarthy, your race winner here tonight. And now, this time anyway, we can talk with the season champion here. That being, of course, the rattlesnake Robert Kahn. We will now bring him in here. Let's go ahead and get it down here and talk with our season champion here. Scoreboard's up, lines him up in position. It's now time to bring him in. Robert Kahn, season 2 is yours in both series, buddy.
Yeah, hell yeah. That was a good season. The last 2 races weren't very good, but yeah, that was a good race. I appreciate it, man.
You had a lot of work to do and had a lot of stuff you were fighting all season long here. What was kind of the one thing that you've noticed that was really starting to change up in these last bit that kind of slowed you up or was getting you better?
Well, I don't think everybody else. The competition was really, really strong this season. I mean, you always gauge how good you are based on the competition you run, and everyone was so good this year, and it was just it was a lot of hard work, and I'm glad the season's over, but. I had a blast. I'm real proud of it. It worried me that last that race there because with 20 to go, we were 3 wide, and I broke a tie rod on the car. It told me it broke a tie rod, and I just started putting around. And man, I thought it was it. But if Hoffy would have had a good race, that was his championship. That should have been his championship, to be honest. But I'm just fortunate that I got it.
There's one thing we've always said in racing, it's a coulda, woulda, shoulda thing, but still at the end of the day, you have to finish the race out and come to the end. You did just that indeed. So I gotta ask you, man, this last one of the season, you are the season champion. So who do you want to thank you for that?
Everyone, man, you included. I mean, Matt Mills Racing, Mid-City Air Conditionings, everybody that's involved, Maconi Setups, and I got to thank people who watch me race on there too. Like my brother, he's great. He's my brother, but he's like my best friend too. So it's awesome to see him watching and see my mom, a couple people who else watch it, and just real happy, man. I haven't worked my ass off like this one for a long time, so I can hang my hat on this. I'm very humbled by this one. I'm happy about it.
For sure there. You have indeed taken home 2 championships, a trophy to go with it, but nevertheless, man, congratulations on the series and the finish. It's been a long, hard road for you, and definitely worth your time. Great stuff here this season.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate everything you do too. You do an amazing job. Man, you're such a big part of the league, but I appreciate you, bud.
I'm just trying to do what's right for the league and try to give everyone a chance and giving them a fair shake. That's what the whole point of this league is all about, man. Congrats though on your win here tonight.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Robert the Rattlesnake Kahn, your season champion, takes the 21 home to victory lane, and that's going to end it here. Pottlez Racing League Season 2 is done. But 2 weeks from now, Season 3 comes, and guess what? We can't wait to show you what we got in store. But for now, I can't tell you too many secrets. So let's go ahead and call it a night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again from the bottom of my heart. From all of us here at PTM Racing TV, to Matt Mills Racing Team, to Mid-Cities Air Conditioning and Heating, to Affordable SEO and Marketing, to Amber's Floral Creations, to Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, to SimRacingMerch.com, to Pottlez Wrapz, and to Maconi Setup Shop, thank you for everything you guys have done Chokes me up a little bit when we do these because I hate ending them like that, but it is what it is, and the time has come. So we love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the love you've written. We couldn't do this without you guys. Till next time, be safe. God bless. Take care. 2 weeks from now, we're going live again with Pedal to the Metal. I'll see y'all later.